Welcome back to Neuqua Connection. Today I'm pleased to introduce you to Mrs. Smith. Can we give her a warm welcome, please? How are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
All right, so basically, Mrs. Smith has a daughter that goes here at Neuqua, and she was born with a congenital heart defect, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about that. So what exactly is Lucy's condition?
Lucy was born with a condition called tricuspid atresia, which just means when she was in the womb, her right ventricle never formed. And I cry every time I talk about this, so prepare yourselves.
Is there anything else that you think that the viewers should know about Lucy?
No, I mean, she's in 10th grade here at Neuqua. She's active. She had 2 open heart surgeries when she was a baby.
Were you aware of Lucy's condition while you were pregnant, or was it after birth that you found out?
Yeah, we found out while we were pregnant with Lucy.
Okay.
Yep.
How far along were you?
They give you a test when you're pregnant at about 20 weeks, and they couldn't figure out, we just wanted to know if she was a girl or a boy.
Yeah.
So, and they couldn't tell us because they said she was flipped around, we can't see the parts. Come back in 4 weeks and we'll tell you what you want to know. And at that appointment is when we found out about her heart.
Sorry.
I knew I was going to do this, Sandra. Sorry.
Do you need tissues or anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. What was your first initial thought when you found out about the condition?
We were not, we didn't really know anything about congenital heart defects.
Yeah.
So we weren't really concerned. We just figured it's something the doctors will fix.
Yeah. And was that easy for them to do?
Well, it required a lot of appointments, and we met with a surgeon before she was born who told us exactly what he would do.
Okay.
And then, after she was born, she went through her first surgery when she was 5 months old, and her last surgery was when she was 2.
2.
Yeah.
And how many open heart surgeries did she have?
She had 2.
2.
Yep, 2. Her first one, she had a fancy name for the first one. It's called a bidirectional Glenn, which means her blood flow to her heart is essentially passive. So her right side of her heart, like you guys have that pumps your blood to your lungs, hers doesn't function. So they had to re-plumb her. We call it our expensive plumber. The most expensive plumbing person we've ever hired was her surgeon.
Yeah.
And he re-plumbed her heart so that it doesn't have to actually pump blood to her lungs anymore.
Okay. And has that been working out well?
Yeah, she's great. Yep. She does whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
She takes an aspirin a day, and that's where we are.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you still have to go to like several doctor's appointments like often? Or?
She'll see a cardiologist for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
She goes once a year.
Okay.
And they just do, if anybody has had the EKG screenings, they do that on her once a year, as well as an ultrasound.
Okay. Were there any like complications during any of the surgeries?
No, though. She had one little complication when she was an infant, when she went for the first surgery. They have to do, it's called a cath lab.
Yeah.
And they kind of run wires up through her heart to sort of map out the surgical plan.
Okay.
And the doctor who did that nicked her lung, so she ended up with a little extra fluid on her lungs than we would have liked, but it was fine. She recovered well.
That's awesome. And how long was the recovery about?
She was in the hospital. Each surgery was about 8 days.
Okay.
It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, that's good. Was Lucy very like aware of the situation at that age?
No, she was too little.
She was too little.
Yeah, she was. I should have brought pictures. She was 5 months old at the first one. She doesn't remember that one.
Yeah.
And the other one when she was 2.
Yeah.
She doesn't remember. And we weren't very good back then. This was in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot of cell phones. We didn't take a ton of pictures. So we have a few pictures of what happened, but not too much.
Yeah. And has Lucy had to like give up anything due to her heart defect?
No. The only thing she couldn't be was a football player or a hockey player, and if any of you know Lucy, that would have never happened anyway. So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, she is more of a theater kid.
Yes, she loves theater and arts and music.
Yes.
So the no hockey rule was not a big deal for her.
So basically, I know you guys are like very involved with like different organizations that have to do with like heart conditions and stuff. What are some of the organizations that you guys?
When she was little, we spent some time with an organization up in Lincolnshire called the Children's Heart Foundation.
Yeah.
I'm crying again. I don't know. Sorry, guys. Since then, we've spent some time with them. We've done some work with the Jump Rope for Heart program through the
Yes.
American Heart Association.
Yes, I remember that.
And now we've kind of morphed into the Young Hearts for Life.
Yes. And do you enjoy being a part of those organizations?
I love it.
Yes. Are there? I know that there was like a 5K not too long ago for Young Hearts for Life.
Yeah, Young Hearts for Life did a 5K back at the beginning of April, and it snowed, and it was awful weather, but it was at Benedictine, and I think they raised over $25,000.
That's awesome.
So more screenings.
Yeah. And does all of that money go to the association?
That money goes to Young Hearts for Life, which helps pays for your cardiac screenings if you guys have done any of it.
That's awesome. And I know that at Neuqua they have offered like EKGs and stuff to make sure that everybody's like clear and just to make sure that nobody is maybe living with a condition that they are not aware of.
That's true. So
Yes.
you guys should always screen every 2 years. Young Hearts for Life comes back to Neuqua. It's free for you guys. It's painless if you guys have had it.
Yeah.
You just lay on a table and you let the volunteers do the work. So
Yes.
highly suggested. They will find stuff.
Yeah. And do you believe that there is any chance that Lucy will have to undergo another surgery?
We say, never say never.
Yeah.
Her surgery may last forever or it may not. So we'll kind of just cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah. With this medical journey, have you ever began to lose hope?
Nope.
No.
Nope, never.
Yeah. And
She's kind of a walking contradiction to her issue. So
Yeah.
she gives us hope every day.
Yeah, and when everybody tells me that like they had no idea that she had like a heart condition, they're all like, "You would never be able to tell," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, because it's in her body."
It's in her body. That's the you may know a lot of kids with congenital heart defects.
Yeah.
It's not a visible defect. It's not a visible disease.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's great about it, and that's what's bad about it too.
Yeah. Has Lucy ever like dealt with any like bullying or anything due to the fact that
I don't think
she was
so.
different?
No, she's pretty proud of her scar. She's
Yeah.
got a scar that runs about 5 or 6 inches down her chest.
Yeah.
But so she may not wear V-necks very often, but that's about the extent of her of her issue with it. So
Yeah, anytime that I had been around her, like during the summer when we would go to your grandparents' pool, she would never like even acknowledge it. Like
it's just part of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like a beautiful flaw, and she doesn't let it take advantage of her mental state and stuff.
Nope. She exactly.
Yes. What was your first initial thought or feeling when you found out Lucy had a heart defect?
I don't think we were confused because we didn't know what it was. We didn't know where we would go for help, but the doctors guide you through all that once you reach that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were the doctors concerned about Lucy's birth when she was diagnosed?
I think so. The doctors are always very good about not making the parents feel concerned.
Yeah.
So they did a great job saying, this is no big deal, we've got this.
Yeah.
And so Lucy was born via cesarean section.
Yeah.
And so the doctors did all the work after that.
Okay. And were you able to like hold Lucy and everything immediately after?
Yep. She was the biggest baby in the NICU at Edward Hospital because
Really?
a lot of the babies are born so premature.
Yeah.
They didn't know what to do with her. She was born big and fat and plump and
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's
so,
it's those congenital heart defects are more common with preemies, is what you're saying?
her defect is it's 1 in 100 kids. So you may know kids here at Neuqua that you don't even know has a heart defect.
Yeah.
Some of those heart defects can come later in life, which is why the Young Hearts for Life does the screenings.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And she was born with 3 chambers of her heart?
Yeah, her right ventricle, which is the lower right chamber that pumps, didn't form.
It didn't form?
Nope.
Okay.
So
All
she's
right.
3 chambers.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming here and talking with me today. I really appreciate it, and thank you for sharing a very personal side of Lucy's life. And see you guys next time.